Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your
Strike
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Fro366, which is sponsored by Canon. Last year, Canon sponsored me giving away 365 prints that were all printed on the Canon ImageProGraph Pro 1000 inkjet printer. This year, they're at it again and sponsoring Fro366. Because it's a leap year, so I get to give away one more print. For full sweepstake rules and to get entered for free, head on over to canon.us/Fro366. First up, remember last week when I reported that Olympus has pulled out of PPE 2020? They pulled out, they didn't even finish. Well, it seems like that's not all that they've pulled out from.
McLovin!
According to a reputable source, and by reputable source I mean Olympus's own website, Olympus as we know it will be no longer. Now, before you get all upset about a brand you haven't cared about for years, the brand will continue after its sale to Japan Industrial Partners, aka JIP, who also acquired Sony Vaio's PC business in 2014. Now, for a quick walk down memory lane, Olympus released their first camera in 1939. In 1959, they released the Pen, or as I like to call it, the Pen 1.5, and the OM 35mm SLR camera, which challenged Nikon, Sony, and I would only assume Minolta as well. Now, I know this because my vintage Playboy collection has a ton of ads for Olympus and Minolta, and not so much in the way of Nikon and Canon ads. Now, have you ever heard the saying, I read Playboys for the articles? Well, the truth is, the articles in the 70s are freaking amazing. The isn't bad either.
Sickening.
So where did Olympus go wrong? Well, in 2011, they fired their CEO turned whistleblower who revealed that the company had used acquisitions to hide decades of losses. In my opinion, they went wrong by going all in on Micro Four Thirds. Now, I'm sure that statement will piss off the 3 Olympus shooters who are actually watching, who claim that Micro Four Thirds is better than everything else because it's so much lighter. Right, now call me when 400 ISO doesn't look like Swiss cheese. Now Olympus says that JIP may, let me repeat, may be able to make Olympus cameras business more compact and agile. What are they going to do? Go micro less than 4/3? Now the truth is I didn't actually know what fraction is smaller than 4/3, so please help me by leaving one below in the comments. Olympus plans on continuing to sell and announce new products until the deal is signed. Now, are you going to buy any of them? Because I'm not. Pew, 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 pew. Next up, according to Nikon Rumors, which is a fairly reputable rumor site, by the way, Nikon is prepping the Z5, an entry-level full-frame mirrorless camera. What's funny is the Z6 is priced so low sometimes that it could also be mistaken for an entry-level full-frame camera. But before you yell at me for calling the Z6 based on its price an entry-level camera, I love that freaking camera. Now, I don't shoot Nikon anymore as my personal primary camera, but I own 2 Z6s for shooting videos, including all of Photo News Fixes, and still absolutely love the quality of the files that the Nikon cameras produce. Not to mention, my favorite crop sensor camera is the Z50. That's why I'm intrigued by a rumored entry-level Z5. The rumored specs, aka rumored, means not real until they are real. It includes a 24 megapixel full-frame sensor, which people are already bitching is too small. You know what's too small? Your brain. Oh, you thought I was going to say your didn't you?
Don't say in this house!
My first pro Nikon was a 4 megapixel D2H, and the new D5S is only 20.8 megapixels, so don't tell me that 24 isn't enough. Other specs include in-body image stabilization, 1 million dot LCD, the same EVF as a Z6, thank God it has an EVF, 6 frames per second shooting speed, new battery, which I can only assume is smaller, same AF system as the Z6, and 2 SD card slots, unlike the Z Space 6 and Z Space 7. But will there be a grip? I guess we'll have to wait and see because those guys were fired. In terms of video specs, Nikon rumor shares just one. Now that is that there will be a 1.7x crop factor for 4K video. Now I can hear the complainers now, but why? Why? Why create an entry-level camera that's going to be really affordable and not make it do everything I could ever want that I really would never use because I don't know what the I'm actually doing. Now, if the Z5 is real and comes in well below $1,000, Nikon might have a winner on their hands. Now, what do you think? Let me know down below. Right before I get to the last story, I want to thank everybody who picked up the random I Shoot Raw shirts for the 10-year anniversary of me selling I Shoot Raw shirts.
10 years!
We had a ton of orders, so please bear with us as we get all of those orders packed and shipped out to you over the next week or so. And finally, Sony has officially confirmed that the A7S3 successor is coming this summer. Not last April, not last April before that, this summer. I guess we got it right with our April Fool's photo news fixes. Sony has announced the A7S3. DP Review posted an interview with Kenji Tanaka where they point blank asked him this, and I quote, "Will the A7S3 be replaced or has the S line been suspended?" His answer was, "We've received many requests, especially from professional video content creators, and I can confirm that a successor to the Alpha 7S2 will be coming late this summer. Right now, we're focused on the launch of the new camera, and it will be a complete redesign of the whole system, including the image sensor. Everything is new." End of quote. Though he didn't go into specs, he mentioned that the S originally stood for sensitivity, kind of like me. I am super sensitive all the time, but now thinks it should stand for supreme since it will have really big pixels. A lot of video shooters have been eagerly awaiting an A7S3, and one rumor site in particular has claimed they got it right. I wonder which one that might be. According to Sony Alpha Rumors, and I quote, "Well, our rumor was spot on. Sony just officially confirmed via DP Review." And a little further down the post, they say, "Well, glad to hear my 2020 rumors weren't off. And indeed, Sony A7S3 will be announced after the Canon EOS R5, like I told you last week, smiley face emoji. I guess I owe Sony Alpha Rumors an apology because they got something right for a change, right? Wrong! So their 2020 rumors weren't off, but their 2017, 2018, and 2019 ones were. Look, if you toss enough shit against the wall, something might stick eventually, even if it takes 3 years of standing in a pile of shit that never actually stuck to the wall to help you be proven right. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.